Um, First of all, what is your reaction to what happened on October the 7th?
Oh, it was terrible, of course. I mean, we kind of get our news kind of also secondhand because, you know, my wife's family, they live in Gaza. They have cousins and uncles there, and their house also was bombed. We haven't been able to communicate with them for the past 3 days. Communication are lost. So we don't know actually what is the, how are they doing, but, you know, we're used to that. I mean, it's just like, it's very repetitive. We're used to that. We're used to them being bombed every time and moving from one place to the other. You know, it's just like those Palestinians, they're very dramatic. Israel killing us. But they never die. I mean, they always come back. You know, they're very difficult to kill, very difficult people to kill. I know because I'm married to one. I tried many times, couldn't kill her.
I mean, there's a dark humor there, and I understand why. Because
no, it's not dark humor. I try to get to her every time, but she uses our kids as human shields. I can never take her response because it has been different from one tier to another. So if you look to this graph, for example, this is the death of Israeli and Palestinians, and it's changing from one year to year. It's like fluctuating like crypto. So my question is today, what is the going rate today for human lives? I mean, 2014 was a great year for Ben Shapiro. 88 Israelis were died, and there was 2,329 Palestinians killed on the other side. That is one Israeli for 27 Palestinians. That is a very good exchange rate. What I'm saying is, what is the exchange rate for today? You guys will be happy. That's my question.
Well, it's not me. It's not me, guys. I'm not on either side.
No, not you. Like when I say you guys, I say like the people on the other side of that. I know that you don't think like that, Piers. You're one of the good guys. But let me tell you something. I mean, the reason that I'm using this is that, I mean, I can't remember what happened in 2014, and there was no music festival, but there must be something. I mean, they must do something. It is their fault. It has to be something. I mean, 2018, 300 Palestinians died. Who's counting, you know? So the thing is, what my question is, let's find what is the exchange rate for human life today so we know, expect the future death of Palestinians and will be happy to it. And they said Israel is the only military force in the world that warns civilians before bombing them. And that is so nice of them. Because with this logic, if Russian troops started warning Ukrainians before bombing their houses, we're cool with Putin, right? I told them, when Israel gives you the nice warning, the cute warning, does Hamas force you to stay in your home so you can be bombed and used as human shield? He told me, no. The lying son of a bitch lied to me. Shapiro and Ron DeSantis keep saying that Israel warned you and Hamas asked you to stay put. So I told you, he's a loser. He never kept a job. He even like failed in all of the interviews to become like a human shield. I would believe Ben Shapiro.
Let me ask you this, Bassem.
So let's go with that. No. Let me ask you
At some point, I must be able to ask you questions. It's not a monologue for you, Bassem.
If we agree that for the 14,000 casualties, I mean, who's counting, are human shield, does that mean that every single one of those civilians was standing, obscuring a military target behind them? Because that's a lot of weapons. The lies of 40 decapitated babies, although it was refuted. So what happens when people hear that, you know, killing babies is horrible. But when you say decapitated 40 babies, you are planting a certain image
with a certain
trigger in people's mind.
Who has said that? Who has said 40?
Who has said that? You have said 40 decapitated.
Who has said that?
You have repeated.
No, I haven't.
What?
I've never said that.
You haven't said on your show 40 decapitated babies?
I choked up earlier reading this new revelation about 40 babies being killed.
Oh my God.
And some of them being beheaded. And I was like, how can any human being do that to a baby? Never.
Ben Shapiro didn't say it?
No.
And it was confirmed by multiple news sources, 40 babies dead, some beheaded. Here is CNN.
Ron DeSantis didn't say
Nobody has said.
Okay, but
strip and worked in Palestinian refugee camps.
They are
and
not
saw how displaced
decapitating babies' heads. They are not intentionally doing
they're
that.
Pulling
Piers,
No,
nobody said it?
No.
Oh, okay, maybe I am wrong. Decapitated. Here's
you're
the
wrong.
thing.
I've never said that.
The thing, what happened, no, you're wrong. But like, there's a point, there's a very important point here. You know, I want to understand what is the logic of Israel carpet bombing Gaza. I mean, if there's a logic, if it is a good, if this will make Israel safe, I want to hear the logic. So if they continue bombing, what are they hoping to achieve?
Well, I think
that's what my question.
we know what their stated aim is. Their stated aim is to eradicate
Yes.
and wipe out Hamas. They believe Hamas are,
Yeah,
living predominantly in northern Gaza. They also are aware they're living amongst civilians. So it's an incredibly difficult
Okay.
thing. As I said in my
so
monologue,
basi-
you know, it is
so
very,
basically-
very
so
difficult
basically,
to see
if
how
I-
they do
if-
this
if-
without massive collateral damage.
So if I can understand this correctly, basically Israel is doing this to pressure the Palestinian community in Gaza to turn against Hamas. Is that right?
I'm sure that's part of it, yes.
That's part of it. So this is exactly what terrorist organizations do, because terrorist organizations will have no chance beating a whole nation in battle. So they terrorize and they kill the civilians in order to spread fear and terror so they can turn against their government to change their policy or to resign. You have just compared Israel with ISIS.
No, I haven't. I don't see any comparison between
It's
Israel
going to be
and
the
ISIS.
headlines tomorrow. Piers
No, it's
Morgan,
not, it's
Israel
not.
is ISIS. Lots
Only
of ISIS.
amongst people who weren't listening. The comparison with time, I'm going to have to
you
move
want me
on.
to leave?
Bassem,
Or do you want me to
I'm
stay?
going to have to let you go because we've been on there with you for 40 minutes.
Okay.
now.
Bye-bye.
All right? But listen,
Bye-bye.
I would
Bye-bye.
like to talk to you again, and
Bye-bye.
thank you for joining the program. I appreciate it.
Oh, by the way, my wife's family is all right, and they sent us a house. It's bombed. It's beautiful. It's going to be a good like Halloween theme. So
Well,
thank you.
I'm very sorry for what your family are going through in Gaza, and I mean that
Oh, no.
very sincerely.
By the way, I don't know. I don't know I don't know him. By the way, I haven't actually met them. They didn't even come to my wedding. They couldn't because they are stuck in Gaza.
Okay.
And she never saw them because Gaza is not a destination.
Bassem, as I say,
we hear their voices. And it's they die. It's fine. It's fine.
Bassem, I wish your family all the very best. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
I don't. Thank you.
Jeremy's going to stay.